My dad was a painter as well. He did marine paintings. So he would be doing that, and then he would bring me into his office at times when he was working on a Saturday, and he'd set me up at a drawing table, and he'd give me all the magic markers and things, and that was just, it was pure bliss to me. That was really great. So I think, it was just always around, and we would go to museums together. I always loved it from the very beginning. I liked Moore, and I remember when I was quite young, my dad had gone there because he had gotten an award from the Art Directors Club, and they had the ceremony there, and they came back from that. My mom said, "Oh, that would be a wonderful place for you to go someday," which is kind of odd because at that point, who knew? But I think I was just comfortable. I liked it. I think I felt that I could concentrate more on what I was doing. I was just very comfortable, and it certainly wasn't as though there weren't men around. It was sort of like, bees to the honey. There was plenty of social life as well. George Scalar, who was my three-dimensional design teacher in my freshman year, and he was very strong and rather gruff. And I was very quiet and very shy. I remember him coming and critting something, and I said, "Well, I really tried." And he said, "Trying isn't enough, girlie." It was very, very, But he was good. He really got it out of you. And of course, Louise Stahl. She was just wonderful, and her class was very exciting to take. My first job was the one I had as an intern. It was with John Strite, and we were affiliated with Alexander Ewing, the architect, and I did commercial work rather than residential. I was there about a year and a half, 2 years. I worked on AT&T's corporate headquarters. I worked on Bell Laboratories in Murray Hill, New Jersey. I worked on Gallaudet School for the Deaf, which was an interesting job. Rutgers University, University of Delaware, Acme Markets, their executive offices. You learn how different people work and what the culture of each business is and what they want to show. I went to Nolan and Swinburne, which was another Philadelphia company, and they did a lot of work for Temple University. So that was very interesting. And then I went to Vincent Kling, which at the time was the largest architectural firm in Philadelphia, and an absolutely wonderful place to work. They had wonderful clients and wonderful opportunities. I had been married a few years, and my first child was on the way, which is one of the wonderful things I think about being an artist, is that during the different phases in your life, you can do it in different ways. So I thought that I'd start my own business, and I did. I freelanced for quite a while, and I did some work for my old companies, and I did a little bit of residential work at that time just because it's a smaller scope usually. It was basically because I felt that I wanted to stay home with my children. I think a good designer is someone that can really talk to and listen to the client, to hear what their needs are and to express what their culture is and what they need for organization, and to be able to present it in an attractive manner. It really takes a lot of work as well. And I think often people that aren't artistic assume that you just sit down and you draw these masterpieces, and you really have to work. It's not that simple. I do watercolors mostly, and I do landscapes usually, a few still lifes. So I love to do that. It's sort of where I'm going at the moment. I'm doing more of that, which, it's sort of like coming full circle. That's where I started out, wanting to do that. And so that's what I'm beginning to do now. They had asked me to be on the board in 2001, and my daughter was a sophomore there. So I asked her whether it would be okay with her if I did that, because I didn't want to come into her space, and she said it would be fine. So it was timing, and it was just time for me to start giving back to the school, I think. I think my legacies, at this point, maybe they'll develop, which will be interesting. I think the Visionary Women and Stahl Hall have been legacies that I would leave behind. The Visionary Women Awards are given to one, two, or three women every year who have made real impact on the arts. It can be from various points of view, whether they're from a museum part or whether they're the artist or from a business sense, but have made a real impact on the arts. I think the Visionary Women has just been wonderful. I mean, for me, it's been a great experience. And Louise Stahl Hall was a great thing to get the alumni together and to make it a stronger community. Each thing I've worked on has been not only a learning experience for me, but I think another step for more in their visibility and the kind of people they want to attract. I wouldn't have ever thought of myself as a leader, but I think if you find something that you're passionate about, something that you really care about, then you go and you do it and you figure out ways to get it done. And maybe that's what makes you a leader. I'm not sure that I would consider myself a leader, but I think it's just focusing on something that you really know is important and you want to get it done.